Afrobeat Live, Afrobeat Live, Afrobeat Live. Aye.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Afrobeat Live Hot Seat. First of all, to my right, let me reintroduce my co-host for the night, the lovely, the beautiful Miss Fadeke Ashiru-Balogun.
What's up, everybody? Glad to be back in here.
Happy Friday.
Same to you. How you been?
I'm good.
How was your week?
My week is good. Busy, but good. I can't complain.
And the weather was nice today.
It is. Are you ready for Thanksgiving?
Oh, I'm so ready. What are you doing?
Well, I have guests from out of town, from out of country, so we're going to cook. How about you?
You're cooking?
Me, I have my own skills.
Hey, you said I'm going to cook like you're going to cook.
You know, the madam will cook.
Okay.
I will help buy the drinks and everything else. You know how that goes.
Okay, and you watch TV?
No, I'm actually going to go play soccer. But how about you, though? Tell me about you.
Well, not much. I'll probably visit my in-laws and, just chill. I don't like to stress too much.
You're not cooking?
How about that? I want to go and sit down somewhere and just
I
chill.
want to eat here, go play soccer, and then come over to your house and eat.
Okay, I'll cook. If you guys are going to come, then I'll cook.
Okay, I'll come. Well, every week we have special guests in the house.
Yes.
Today,
absolutely.
There's nothing changes. The person that we have in the studio with us today has worked with the best of the best in the industry.
Yes,
he has worked with MI, he has worked with Whiskey, Banky W, The Banks, just to name a few Nigerians.
And that's just the Nigerian.
That's just the Nigerians.
Aspect.
When we cross over the board, I'm just going to mention one name. This man has worked with Jigga, Mr. Jay-Z.
Okay, good.
They know who Jigga is now.
Some people don't know. You want to say it so that they can know how big.
You know, if you've worked with
is.
Jigga, everybody else is on the list.
Yes, sir.
This man is Mr. I'm out of town every other hour. He's flying all over the place. Today he flew in from Atlanta just to join us in the studio today. And this man has been interviewed by a lot of people. But we are fortunate enough to get him. He's been on Forbes magazine.
Yes.
He's recently did an interview with Huffington Post.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tiwa Works.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here.
Nice. How was your flight?
Flight was good. Kind of closed my eyes for a quick second and I landed in DC. So that's how close we are.
ATL to DC is not that far.
It was amazing. Happy to be back.
It's nice to have you, man.
Yes.
It's nice to have you. And you just came in, just for this. We really appreciate it.
I know. Thank you.
I really wanted to let you know, that we appreciate you. Now, this afternoon actually, we put your picture on our Instagram.
Man.
Afrobeat Live
And it's been
Instagram.
crazy.
Okay.
And all we said was, if you have any questions for this man, just DM us. Every second I'm checking the DM questions.
Pictures coming in.
Really?
Hey,
okay. Crazy.
Next time I will tell them to go and slide into your DM.
Slide my DM. My DMs are dry, so please enter.
Maybe you get them with the picture that we were getting,
It's good. That's great to hear.
Like I said earlier, this man has been interviewed with everybody else, but today it's not an interview. We just want to have a conversation with you.
Yes, let's do
We want to find out about you. We want to find out about Tiwa Works, who Tiwa Works is really.
Okay.
So just a little bit of background. Tell us about yourself. How did the name Tiwa Works started? I know it's part of your name, but how did it now become a brand? Because right now you are like a brand.
Yes, I definitely agree. So it started well over 10 years ago, at least 13 years ago. It's kind of graduating out of college. I started doing events in school. I pledged Kappa, Alpha Psi. So, the whole being Nigerian, I went to school in South Georgia, which is like 3 hours from Atlanta, and it's deep down south. So you're talking about real people from Georgia. Built myself there, kind of, small college, knew a lot of people. And one thing about me coming to school from England to the States is I was able to really network with a lot of people. I was very involved. I was on everything, and Student in Free Enterprise, Student African American Brotherhood, every organization. So kind of for me, I started, the whole Tiwa Works aspect started because we were doing events and parties, and it took up for us. In college, everybody's trying to find themselves on what are you going to do in life, and when you're about 19 and you're having so much fun. But when you start getting to 2021, about to graduate, you start thinking like, okay, what am I going to do with myself? And
fun is not gonna pay the bills.
like fun is not going to pay the bills. And luckily for me, fun did pay the bills because we were doing events and parties. Like I told you earlier, I used to DJ in college because we were trying to cut expenses. So I learned to DJ, and after graduating college, it's my business partner and I, because he lived in South Georgia, I went back to Atlanta. I kind of thought of what can I brand myself as that people would know. And obviously being Nigerian and in an American environment, Tiwa as a name stood out already.
Gotcha.
So I just felt that enough that was a great brand to kind of keep going. Everybody wanted to meet me like, oh, your name is so unique, they'd never forget my name. So I kept that, but then I started thinking, I remember my girlfriend at the time, we were talking about businesses and said, okay, what can we come up with this company name? And I was thinking like, damn, Tiwa. And I looked in TV, a movie was starting, I just happened to look, and I saw DreamWorks come up. And I was like, Tiwa Works. And literally that was it. I went on my laptop, pulled up my Photoshop, I typed, and the first font is what you actually see today.
Nice.
So everything was kind of in divine order. Everything just came together and Tiwa Works was born. And I've just kept building, and like I said, it is a brand now, and just kind of I treated it like a real company. It wasn't just a play thing. Even though I was starting fresh out of college and just building, we just kept raising the level and knowing that this is a company we're going to build into something, and it's very pretty valuable. So that's what's happened.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask. So, well, I guess you kind of answered that already. How did you decide what career path to go? Was that what you studied in school?
Yeah, actually, no, it wasn't. Okay. I did not major in marketing or business or anything, and this is just natural passion and talent that just came from me. So in college I majored in computer information systems. My father was in big computer network business in Nigeria, so us as Nigerians, we want to be like daddy and followed our parents' footsteps. But I realized kind of through my sophomore junior year, like I really hated my major. I was not into it.
Not fun.
It was not fun. And I had the mentality of an entrepreneur, like, why am I going to be doing all this manual labor, and I can hire somebody. Right. That was my mindset. So for me in college, again, trying to figure out what I would do in life, I actually remember going to the career center. They used to, kind of college here, they always trying to find a way to keep you in that whole working environment, career set, and go work 40 hours a week. And I remember having a test in, I actually did work a semester when I took off. I worked for a company, GMAC Financial, and I remember working 40 hours a week, and when I got my paycheck, I was like, $10 an hour, $400 before taxes, and I'm like, you have, and keep in mind, this is in college, I was making $400 or $500 a night.
That's true.
So my mindset was completely different. Like, how can I be making $400 a week? How live off what? So my mind was already kind of fine-tuned to, okay, let me start building these parties. I started doing the math. Like, man, if I do this 4 times in a month, 5 times, parties, like I'm having fun, drinking, partying, dancing. This is it. So I remember when we did our homecoming, we literally changed the game. We started buying ads on TV because down there, people didn't really do a lot. Everybody did radio. Everybody followed the same formula, but I was very open-minded. Like said, well, let's go and try TV. My business partner said, man, it might be expensive. I said, well, let's try. We never know. We went to the local TV station on media, spoke to Carla Morris. I still remember her name. And I spoke to her and I said, hey, I'm looking for some TV ads. He says, okay, what do you want? I said, well, BET is popular, 106 and Park. AJ and Free, everybody watched it. And luckily for us, again, it's South Georgia, people did not advertise in that station. So the ads were $3 a spot. Wow. So if $3 a spot for a 30-second TV ad, that is dirt cheap. So, I went there, talked to the local club we partnered with, and we were able to be smarter than them, and they pretty much financed the whole project and gave us $300 a week, and that was 100 TV ads. You can imagine how much visual time you're getting bombarded. So we did a homecoming party one year and we made $8,000 a piece, and to me, again, a mind I'm thinking,
40 hours a week, right?
yeah, it's better than 40 hours a week. So my mind now is thinking, like, man, if I can do this 4 times in a month, that's 32,000.
There you go.
So my mind, that's how I was thinking. So I just, kept elevating myself to think bigger and do bigger things, and kind of has made me grow.
So we got a question from our social media. Like I said, we
Okay.
put a picture out there, and one of the funny questions I got was, "What do you consider yourself as?" So I responded back. I say, clarify that question.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, okay, were you born in Nigeria or in
I was
England?
born in England.
Okay, so they said that you grew up in England.
Yes.
You live in America,
But
you're a Nigerian.
yes.
So do you consider yourself an African, a Nigerian, or an American?
I
And
consider
since you spent so
myself
much time in
first and
England-
foremost an African and Nigerian.
Okay.
First and foremost, because that is the essence of it all. My bloodline is not. I was born in England, yes, but my bloodline is Nigerian. I bleed Nigerian. My family is Nigerian. So, but fortunately for me, my citizenship first and foremost was British because I was born there. That's the first passport I had.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, I cannot deny the fact that I'm Nigerian. The whole essence of who Tiwa is. Tiwa is not a British name.
Yeah.
Tiwa is Niger. So.
Like I said,
Did you go to school in Nigeria?
Yes, I went to school. So I moved. So my kind of my birth line. I was born in England. We left. My parents left in when I was 3. Went back to England. Went back to Nigeria, and I lived there till I was 12.
Okay.
So I went to Corona School in Victoria Island.
Yeah.
I went to St. Greg's in Obalending. I was there up till SS1, then left. Went back to England, and I was there for 3 years. And so pretty much, to me, I kind of embrace all of them because it is who I am today. I literally grew up within 3 different countries, and I also claim American because I'm a citizen here.
Yeah.
I've been here for 20 years, so I can't deny that part of me. That is also a piece of me. So I consider everything.
So you're the real Mr. Worldwide. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't know what people is, but you're the real Mr.
like,
Worldwide.
no, really, it's funny because it's when you kind of sit back and look at it, and again, it's just being blessed because I don't have to get visas when I travel. I just get up and go. I'm switching passports at the airport. So it's a blessing to have that. Now as I have kids, they too have that same privilege.
Yeah.
And for me, because I'm also thinking of a global mindset, it helps me and opens the door easy. So if I want to get up and go to Nigeria right now, it's no problem. I can get up and go. England, the same thing, or come back to the States. So it's just being blessed to be able to have all those in my arsenal.
So when did you decide to come to the States?
So it was actually my parents were very forward thinking. So in England, England was great. I would never knock it, but England people is kind of slow and they're not as sharp as Americans.
Don't let them revoke your.
And even though people in England too, it's just 2 different worlds.
Okay.
England is cool for
They're
what
laid
it
back.
is, very laid back, but America is fast paced, moving quick. And you can see that from even kids. So for me, when my mother, I remember the conversation that asked me, hey, what do you think about, would you like to go to school in America? And I said, of course. And again, kind of the same thing that asked when I was in Nigeria. I remember it was a Saturday afternoon. My dad and my mom called me to the room and said, hey, so what do you think about going to school in England? And then, I saw the prospectus on the bed and I looked, I said, boarding school in England. It looks nice. Okay.
That's good.
I promise you, 3 days later, we were gone.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Wow.
they had already planned it. So same thing happened for America. Do you want to go to school in America? And I said, yes. So next time I came to Maryland.
Oh, okay.
So we were here in Maryland in Silver Springs. I was here for about 6 months. And because,
You like it?
no, actually, I didn't like it.
Really?
No, I was 16 when I came, going on 17. So I couldn't really do anything. I was still young. But in England, there we could go out to clubs and, drinking age was 16.
Different
It's
lifestyle.
different lifestyle. So, but when it came to America, I had to it slowed me down a bit and I grew.
Okay.
So I remember my uncles wanted me to. We were living actually in Upper Marlboro, not far from the U.S. Arena.
Yeah.
That's where we were staying. There was some townhouses
That's
there.
down the street from here.
Yeah, I probably can remember exactly where we stayed.
Oh, wow. Okay.
You're
You're not
sharp.
too far from there.
Yeah, so we stayed there, and then I actually didn't really like it here. And then family came down and said, "Okay, we're moving," and I said, "Where are we going?" Atlanta, and so we came, and that's when the Olympics was happening in '96, and it was just wonderful. We came down, went to every Olympic event at Centennial Olympic Park, very involved, and then I, was enrolled in high school in the fall of '96. Same high school I went to. Usher went to my high school.
Nice.
A lot of Curtis Mayfield, his
Yes,
kids,
yes.
all these kids went to my school. So our school was almost like a performing arts school. A lot of kids who were on Disney and people who were on NFL Pro went to my school.
Oh, wow.
So it was
a solid connection.
it was great.
Do you still keep in touch with them?
I know the Mayfields. I didn't catch Usher, but everybody was telling me, oh, he was just here the semester before you came. But everybody else, I'm still good friends with them, and it was fun.
So let's get into the business.
Okay.
So, Black Greek Picnic.
Yes, the Atlantic Greek Picnic.
Yes. Right now it's the biggest grouping that I know of. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to attend it, but I've seen a lot of videos. I've seen a lot of tweets about it.
Yes.
Tell us about that. How did you?
So the Atlantic Greek Picnic is the biggest gathering of fraternity and sororities, Black Greek-led organizations in the country. It has been in existence since 2004 and currently draws in over 25,000 members every year to Atlanta. So it's done very well, and it's the biggest of its kind. There have been previous events that were big, but unfortunately they don't exist anymore. So for us, Atlantic Greek Picnic is something that's very important to the Black community as of now. It's a very positive event, and kind of with the Black community in America, we don't get to have events that last this long, for 12, 13 years. And, in the past, we've had like the Kappa Luau's in Tallahassee was big. We've had Philly Greek that was big up this way years ago. And then even Freaknik, before it went out of control, was a positive college event. So for me, kind of, again, from a Nigerian British guy coming and kind of understand, I caught the end of Freaknik when I came to Atlanta in '96.
Okay.
And for me, coming straight from London and Nigeria, I'm like, what is this? It was crazy, and then I remember I saw a lot of things that I probably should not have seen at that age. But again, seeing those things kind of got me ready to understand when I had the opportunity to start Greek Picnic, of how to package it, kind of, levels, and kind of studying the previous events and why it didn't do well and avoid that. So we took those lessons, and then we made sure Atlantic Greek Picnic avoided that. We've done very well. We just completed our 12th year, so we're very proud of it.
So you guys are ready for the next one?
Yes, we start. I literally take a week off, and we've been starting since first week of July of this year. So we're going to launch. Actually, the dates are going to be launched this Thanksgiving.
Okay.
We always drop our dates on Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Everybody's at home, relaxing, chilling, and then you get that text message and you go social media crazy. So it's very calculated.
Nice.
So as a man that wears, a few hats, do you think it's better to just focus on one business and master that business, or is it okay to have several businesses? What do you think?
Well, I think it kind of can work both ways.
Okay.
I think you should master one, and I think in my instance, I kind of mastered. I really call it. It's not really marketing. It was kind of the art of networking with people, and then built the brand and business around it. But I'm also a big fan of diversifying to other things. I don't believe that if, we're not blessed to just have one idea. If one idea comes to mind and you can think of something, you create that. It's like a tree. Yeah. If you grow, first it just starts by the sprout, but then it starts to grow branches. But you have to be very disciplined in managing these different things, because if you can't become overwhelming. So I'm very big on not just sticking one thing. You should have many things and build. Anybody who knows any kind of business philosophy that said the goal to get to $1 million easy is to have multiple businesses that make. If you have 10 businesses, $100,000 each. That's kind of my mindset. So if everything that's income producing, you're better off than relying on one. That if one crumbles, you're in big trouble. Yeah. So you have everything that's kind of supporting each other.
So one of your names is Mr. All Black Everything.
Yes.
For those of you guys that don't know, All Black Everything is the biggest Christmas party in Nigeria that is hosted by the one and only Mr. Tiwa Works. and it's called All Black Everything.
Yes.
I'm not gonna explain it to people because I haven't attended one.
You've not
I'm so
attended?
pissed
Oh my
that
goodness. Oh no, you guys are welcome. We come through as media. Like
I've missed it, so I'm gonna allow you to look at the camera and tell everybody about All Black Everything.
Man, All Black Everything is the biggest Christmas event in Nigeria, period, point blank. I mean, it's huge. We've been doing it since 2008. So this is going on our 8th year. So All Black Everything is just... All Black Everything came from just bringing Nigerians together. I remember I went back to Nigeria for the first time in 2007. And for me, coming again from an American background, understanding that there wasn't really a gathering of people of like-minded and just the party. We're used to certain type of ways of partying. Christmas Day in America, we're going out. Yeah. We're not staying home and relax. I mean, we'll eat, go to church with parents and relax, but Christmas Day, we're out. So Nigeria did not really provide that, so I took it upon myself to create this thing, and it has grown. Like I mentioned earlier, we've worked with MI, Banky W, Wizkid, Tiwa Savage has been to our event. Almost everybody has been. It is the event to go to, and everybody there's a celebrity. We don't do like the VVIPs because everybody's a VIP. Everybody's a somebody. People in government, just cool people. The cool kids come out.
So what's the date?
This year it's December 25th, Sunday, Christmas Day. December 25th. I have not officially released the venue yet, but it's a dope venue.
Really?
Yes. And
so
the
December
view,
25th.
Christmas Day. So you guys follow Instagram at ABE Tour or DJ Obi. DJ Obi is our official DJ.
Oh, gotcha.
World record Guinness holder.
Yeah.
Super DJ Obi. So he's on there. He's been on it since day one. So it's going to be big. And last year we did over 1,500 people. Like Nigeria does not see those kind of parties.
Nah, it's true.
No, it does not happen. We brought the Yankee style of partying to Nigeria. I mean, it was very different.
So December 25th.
Christmas Day, ABE. So make sure you follow us. Hashtag ABE Tour, ABE Lagos, ABE NYC, everything. We are running it.
And once the date is announced, you will hear it first from ABL.
Yes.
We will bring it up to you.
So what makes you stand out from everybody else who does, exactly what you do or something similar to what you do? What makes you stand out?
I think it's pretty much, again, like I said, it's I have a philosophy. It's with these events, it's not just about throwing parties and, anybody can throw a party. But again, what makes me stand out is I build relationships with people. Okay. To me, I'm giving you an experience and it's a personal one-on-one experience. I'm the type of person, when you get there, I'm the first person to meet you. I introduce myself. I don't, I've been to events where people who actually throw events that feel that, I'm the man and they don't speak to anybody and, they're in their corner popping their Dom Perignon and drinking and that enjoyment time bigger than you. And, for me, it's the opposite. Like I'm trying to win you over as a client for life. And I recently posted on my Instagram, if you give people great service, quality events, and something else I mentioned, people will give you, the experience, people will give you loyalty. They'll be loyal to you, and that to me is the building of a brand. Any brand you didn't see in this country or in this world, if you give people that, they will give you complete loyalty. So that's what kind of makes me stand out from everyone. I build it brick by brick, relationship by relationship, handshake by handshake. And, for me, that does wonders more than any spending money on TV, radio, or any kind of marketing. That sells itself, because when people can, people will sell you. Once they hear you and they know they're really going to be, they feel like, oh, it's my duty to promote you and anything that you do that we're going, they bring that. And that's what's done. I don't live in Nigeria. So for me to be able to pull something off from living in another country, that speaks volume on the relationship.
That's one of the questions we actually talked about earlier that I asked you off the camera. Like, how is he dealing with Nigerian from America?
Man, it's tough. I mean, you got to have tough skin, because it's a very different way of doing business in Nigeria. If you're used to a certain way of doing business in Nigeria, you have to be ready to conform, because I think one thing we talked about was timing. Our time is very important here. When you say, hey, the meeting's at 12 o'clock, by 11:50, people are there waiting for you. But Nigeria, I'm coming. No, wait. So it's different, but over time you kind of learn to find your, what works for you and works for them, and you build, and again, people start to respect your time as they take you seriously.
Yeah.
But in Nigeria, they can smell that you're weak, they'll push you around easy.
So have you ever considered mentoring people, entrepreneurs or younger people who want to get into?
I have. Actually, I do it a lot. I mean, it's becoming so overwhelming now because so many people reach out now that I'm actually looking to start doing mass programs where we can stream it online and actually provide classes.
Okay.
It's because I kind of find it hard to tell people no. That when they come up to me and ask for advice and hey, I need to tap your brain on, because I remember when I was starting, I didn't have anybody to ask or anybody was willing to teach me. I remember times that people have rejected me. I'll reach out. I'm sitting there in front of them asking questions about events planning and development, and they're on their phone completely ignoring me. So I just felt when I do get to a point of influence, I'm not going to do that to the next person.
And that's great because a lot of people do follow you. Like I said earlier, we put something out there and we got a lot of response. I want to know about planning parties.
Right. And it's a great thing.
Ask that question. So you have a lot of followers.
Yes.
And we appreciate the fact that you take the time out to kind of give back.
I have to. So, it's understanding, and in business you have to give back to people that are, you can't be selfish in this kind of industry. Even in business in general, anything you learn, because there's no textbooks for this. Like there's no book you can read and this is the way to do it. So I'm learning from trial and error, and I've learned these things over the last 10, 15 years. The next generation coming behind me, they're going to be dying for this information. So if I can package it and let them get that, or have it accessible to them, these are the next ones again that will build my foundation forever. That's how you build your legacy and you have sustainability. Like for instance, Greek Picnic now, I've been doing it for over 12 years. It's not because it's just a great event. It's because we're always willing to help and mentor other people, because now they feel like, I'm going to keep going back and supporting because they supported me.
Right.
So if I have that kind of mentality, but if I have a negative mentality and tell people, no, I'm not giving you any information, don't call me, I know I can't tell you because you may become competition, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. And I don't want that to happen. So I always want to make sure that I'm eager to teach what I know, because you can't compete with me either way.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the word competition, because we're hearing that somebody in New York, Nigerian, are copying
They're
all
trying
black.
to.
Yes, they're trying to. I heard it's just like AB, but it's really ABBA NYC. It's not authentic. I'm sorry, made in ABBA, and it's they said imitation is the best form of flattery.
Yes.
People will copy. I mean, it's like when the 300C came out and they said it looked like a Bentley, and it's not a Bentley. It's not.
It's still a Chrysler.
It's still a Chrysler. It's not $250,000, and it's not handmade. I mean? So all black, everything is authentic. You can't just come in because you create a logo and put an event name. No, all black, everything is an experience, and nobody can duplicate that experience because that's a Tiwa Works experience. Yeah. So, and it's funny because like you said, people that I don't even know are watching. So in fact, I got calls about that when the image went out a couple of weeks ago. So people called me and said, I know this is not you because it's not even your caliber. Like the quality is low grade. So unfortunately for them, I wish them good luck, but we're still going to do our own thing, and we're going to show them how we did it when we went there in 2014. We're going to smash next year.
And I don't blame you. This is for everybody out there. Instead of copying,
just come up with your own
reach
idea.
out, get some help, and do your own thing.
You got to.
You don't have to copy somebody else's dream, try to copy their logo, they do it. No, do your own thing.
It's not
he started his own thing and he made it big.
Right.
So
I know in the Nigerian community we're big on originality. Yeah. Everybody wants authenticity. Like you can't now somebody come on now do another Afrobeat Live. No, you can't do that. There's already Afrobeat Live. Leave it alone. Don't touch it.
Don't
Move on. And it's not like we don't have to now go and trade. We can trademark it, but in the Nigeria, as small as we are, it's big, but we're small. People don't respect copycats at all.
Nigeria is a big community, but it's also, if you really, really know, it's small because words get around, things get around.
Word gets around, and then you get blacklisted.
Of course, yeah. So, do you have any role models?
I actually do. I'm as a person, I like a lot of business philosophers that kind of shape who I am, and thinking. And one of my, I always say, biggest inspiration for business was Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn has a lot of great business philosophies that just, makes you think about life differently. And again, it's not just beyond on you just making money or, how popular you get. It's also about your impact. What are you also, again, teaching others that, kind of makes you just stand out as a person. And for me, that's kind of has done wonders for me since, and I was exposed to him when I was about 13 years old. Okay. And, I constantly listen to his stuff, sometimes over and over again, even though I've heard it before, but there's always sometimes you can go back and hear something and you hear it at the right time and the message will be at the right time. So Jim Rohn is one of them. I like Tony Robbins. I like Robert Kiyosaki. I had the pleasure of doing business with Damon John this summer. And okay. I got a personal... Shark Tank.
Fubu guy.
Fubu.
Nice.
Is there anybody that you haven't worked with?
I haven't worked with...
That you want to work with?
That I want to. There's still... President Obama will be one I'd love to do an event with. Just something... Again, my motto these days is not just some parties, but to inspire and use motivational things. I think it's best to build people up, no matter what it is. So that's like my next level with life is just really motivating people. And that's where a lot of these interviews, like if you read the interview with Huffington Post and the Forbes, I kind of have diverted a little bit about to always talk about me, but also now more about the impact of what has happened. Yeah. I always want to, because again, parties are great, events are great, but what are you getting at the end of it is the impact that we're really pushing for. So that to me now has been, anybody now I'm thinking of, it's who can give a great, make you feel 10 times better than you did, or make you inspired to do more, because I think with a lot of Nigerians, the state of Nigeria here and even back home, is we need a lot of inspiration. We need to constantly stay motivated on everything that we're doing. I think to us, we're one of the best people in the world. And I think, despite all our obstacles, we're still, excelling in life. So just imagine when we have no obstacles, what we can achieve. So
and you're absolutely right about the motivation, and I don't think it's just about just going to church, because as Nigerians, as Africans, we go to church as
don't get me started on the church topic.
So you have to educate yourself.
Of course.
Books, read motivational speakers. I think it's I don't have problem with people going to church. Yeah. But then again, church is not enough if you want.
No, church is not. Like say it's about church. Like it's not just leave it to God. It's leave it to God and then take action.
Yeah, it's
you have to take action. Yes.
Without works is dead.
Yes, it's dead. And I always I always talk about in my seminars. I say have a spiritual background and push that, but at the same time have your physical aspect of motivate and getting up and doing the work. Okay. Everything comes together as one. But so the people that are so gung-ho on religion and church and praying, nothing's going to happen if you don't make action. Absolutely. You have to work. So
I take it that you like reading books.
Yes, I do.
What are your 3 favorite books?
I mentioned earlier I like Robert Kiyosaki. So Rich Dad Poor Dad was great. Okay. I think that really helped me mentality-wise. Before I had kids and just understanding life, the whole difference of the Rich Dad Poor Dad was an amazing thing to have read early on. And now that I have children, I'm able to now kind of help them early to not just have that mindset of a working person, but to think like the Rich Dad. Yes. Yeah. The other book I like, I haven't finished reading it, but I like Crush It by Gary Vaynerchuk. That's another great book because he is an unorthodox author and motivation speaker and businessman. I mean, he curses a lot, but he's very unique in his way. And, to me, that's a very great way of moving in business where you're not following the traditional route. And he's been very successful. Another book I read was, I think, Jack Canfield's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Okay. That was another great book I read. And my other one that's always great is Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Napoleon Hill, Dennis Kimbrough. So those are great books. And I'm still, I just bought 3 more the other week. So 48 Laws of Power. I have Damon John's book. I haven't finished reading it. So I have that. And,
and actually, so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask about music. On your playlist, your top 3 Afrobeat.
Afrobeat. Oh man,
Don't tell me you don't listen to.
I do, of course.
He's a former DJ. So
Yeah, I
Just
love my.
checking.
You know, I like to indirectly refer myself to as the ambassador. So I'm always pushing Nigerian African music to my American friends.
Okay.
I just feel like letting other people who are not of Nigerian direct descent to be exposed to that. And that the great thing now, like Afrobeat has transcended into such a great genre of music now. Like people hear it and you can see them vibing and moving, and it's African is cool now in 2016, in this day and age. I remember when it used to be turn off that African booty scratching music.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They used to really hate. Now,
Nice.
because thanks to social media, people can get to see Africa in a positive light.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a positive light. Now it's like, oh, it's a little cool. The food tastes a little. I'm adventuring out. And now you see a lot of the dashikis out.
We're
And
not hopping trees.
yeah, we're not hopping trees. And oh my God, they have nice houses and they have drivers. And so music-wise, I like Tiwa Savage, my homegirl. I like Wizkid, Davido. The band just still like. I don't really have a top three. Everybody's unique in their own way. And the music is just great. I like Mr. Easy, great stuff. I like Lynx. I like everybody. Like everybody just makes great music.
And what I was gonna say earlier was you're actually been a good influence on me because I was reading Watch the Post article, and I read when you were talking about the books. So you said the books crush it. I was on the bus back from New York, after playing again. I was just reading the article, and I was like, I've never heard of that. And I downloaded it.
Right.
I started reading it. I love it so much, but because I don't have time, I went back and bought the audiobook.
Man, I'm telling you,
So
it was great.
To that all weekend. I'm like, that's a great
Gary,
book, so.
and again, I say these things because like a person like Gary Vaynerchuk, his stuff is so good. Like when I do an event, I more than likely reach out to book him. Okay. It's kind of the same way I did Damon John. I met Damon John a year before, and it was at a private event with Steve Canal. They do this event called Tap the Awards with Miller Coors, Miller Lite, and they were doing a big pitch competition. My friend Steve invited me to a private dinner with him. We took a picture, shook his hand, I said, "Oh man, I'd love to do business with you." He said, "Okay, sure, no problem. Steve has my number," and I promise you, a year later we booked him.
Nice.
So. And he sent me a department from the White House. They have this entrepreneurial coin. That's a really big, thick coin. He sent it to me and he sent me a note saying, "Thank you so much for business. I'm looking forward to doing more." So, and maybe one year we get to take Damon to Nigeria and just kind of to grow it. But, again, being the ambassador of that.
And when you do that, make sure every ABL is broadcasting.
Of course. We will send you that media invite to come through. So, yeah, like I said, Gary is great. Crush it. And, hopefully I am working on having my own book by next year.
Perfect.
And I'm trying to just...
come back here
of course, I will come back here, bring copies and everything.
Nice,
and So 2017 is the year that Tiwa Works is going to be a published author.
That's
You
good.
heard it here first.
Yes, this is the
ABL
first time.
Live. So on a lighter note, do you have anything else business wise? I want to let him relax a little bit.
Oh, I'm good. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Well, I was going to ask him about when you got the call from Jay-Z or the Camp. What was that like? What were you doing? Like, just give us a whole...
I'll tell you, it was actually so Jay-Z had a lot of artists back then. This was probably like 08, 07. And, the R&B scene was big for Rockefeller. And it was actually one of Jay-Z's artists that reached out to us. It was Rel, the R&B singer. I don't remember Rel. So Rel was a big R&B. He had a lot of songs with Young Guns and a couple other Jay-Z songs. And then they reached out and said, "Hey, we want to come down to Atlanta. We see your pop here. You're doing this. You want to book us?" And I took it. I did it. Unfortunately, it was a huge lesson for us because we took a loss that night.
Wow.
Yes, and that to me was a big defining moment because I did everything to make that party happen and booking and paid and this and that. And I underestimated the environment. I was so focused on the event that I wasn't studying what was happening around. And local promoters, as people do, find a way to obstruct and redirect our audience. and took our crowd, and the event flopped.
Wow.
So that I was sick. So the Forbes article, if you ever get to read the article, it says I was sick to my stomach for the Jay-Z event. That's what happened.
Okay.
You know,
I did see that actually.
Yeah, I was literally sick because I lost that money. I borrowed money from my aunt because I was like, oh man, I can't miss this Rockefeller. This is Jay-Z's label. And, but I bounced back. It was, I pretty much, my mother told me, hey, you didn't lose money, you paid for a class. You've learned a major lesson.
Experience is the best teacher, right?
And I promise to God, I've never had that incident happen again.
So you consider that your least successful?
Yes, it actually was. It was the least one. And, again, that crutch is over, but it was a good lesson.
Yeah, okay.
So,
what was your most successful campaign?
Greek Picnic is the most successful thing I've done right now because it's, we were popping when social media wasn't around. I think that is testament of real marketing and promotion. Social media has made it easy for any and everybody to promote.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want to promote in an era where you don't use Facebook, there's no YouTube, there's no Instagram, real email marketing, word of mouth, and all that. So that to me, we're able to stand the test of time of that era when social media wasn't around. And when social media came, our transition was seamless. Like we were able to build a following easily. I mean, right now we reach easily our accounts over 250,000 people.
Wow.
And then the mass scale, we're hitting a few millions of people. I mean, last year our impressions were over 533 million impressions online for Atlantic Greek Picnic. So to me, that's just a marketing success, and it just keeps doing well to the fact that we now want to build other entities out in different parts of the country, and just really be the dominant force of the Greek audience.
So speaking of transition, how was it when you decided to leave the American market to go into Nigeria? How easy was that for you?
So I actually didn't leave the American market all at all, but I left weekly events. I used to do a weekly parties in Atlanta called Perfect Fridays, which stemmed from Final Fridays, which was a once a month event. So we were just getting to the point where it was doing well, but then social media was coming in, and I said everybody was marketing and promoting now these because you had a MySpace account, they built 10,000 followers. So everybody now was just kind of infiltrating and diluting the market. So I already kind of felt, because a lot of Nigerians were coming to my event, I said, your name is Tiwa, are you Nigerian? And like, yeah. And so I started noticing that I was getting a lot of interest. And I remember my boy Charles was asking me and said, hey, do you ever go back to Nigeria? I said, I haven't been back since I left in 92. And this was 2007 when he asked me this. Wow. So I said, okay, I might want to go. So he said, yeah, you should. Like, December is crazy. That's what he just kept telling me. So I called my cousin, they go say, hey, cuz, look, I'm coming next year, it's December. Can I crash with you? He said, yeah. So I came there for like 10 days just to see what was going on. And I was just blown, like, oh my God, Nigeria is wide open.
You know, we love the party.
Oh man, like, and then again, the way Nigerians spend, it was, again, I didn't go to a lot of Nigerian events. I think I used to go to like the Nigerian reunion in Atlanta, but that was just that's not even
glimpse.
Yes, a glimpse. Right. But when I got to Nigeria and seen people are spending and just balling out, and then they're partying, and I said, oh man, I need to come and get a piece of this. So, the next year came back around and just entered, but I made a decision to walk away from the weekly parties and be able to be flexible to go to Nigeria, get up and fly out. And it's done well because, we built our brand out of that, and it's done well. So it's great.
So let me ask you a lot of no question. We just had a big election in America.
Ooh, jeez.
A lot of Nigerians, a lot of people, not even Nigerians, forget Nigerians. A lot of people were not happy about the results.
Oh, I'm not happy.
I have an opinion as far as being a human being, about it, and also on the business side. So you're a businessman,
right?
You also have, sometimes you have to separate your personal emotions from your business emotions. So I want to ask you, it's a two-part question.
Okay.
As a business person, do you think Trump would be a better, because a lot of people that voted for him claim that he's a businessman. Do you think it would be good for business in general? But, and also, second part of the question, emotionally, how do you feel about that? About his election?
I think, okay, so the best part, I don't think just because somebody's a good business person resonates to mean you'll be a good business for everybody else. And I'm big on, character, your word, and what you say. Because if I, as a Tiwa right now, to start talking about Igbo people and Hausa and Yoruba, I'll get destroyed in business.
Yeah.
And if I start talking about, this person is gay, or this person is disabled, I'll get destroyed in business. So as a person, it's character and integrity means a lot. You can't attack people because of how they are born or who they are. And I feel like in business, money cannot be preside over that as who you are. Trump was able to kind of bamboozle people to make them feel like because I've made billions, which we don't know because we haven't seen his tax returns. Nobody knows if he's a billionaire. Nobody knows.
And he's also filed bankruptcy.
Yes, more than enough times. And he, thanks to his small loan of $1 million, he's done what he's done. People kind of respect that, but I don't respect it because to me, as a business person, once you're successful, you have responsibilities as a human being. You have to use your good fortune for good.
Yeah.
And Trump does the opposite. He uses his supposed good fortune for bad. No matter how many people think that he's doing a great thing or people are supporting him. No, Trump is a liar. He bamboozles people, and it will come out. The truth will eventually come out. But personally and emotionally, I was very upset because for the simple fact that Trump won, not because of his own merit, but because a lot of people did not go vote because they weren't happy per se with the candidates. 43% of registered voters.
But it still doesn't make any sense. I mean, why would you not go out?
It's. I mean, and again, just kind of scheming through social media, I was seeing comments from people, just especially millennials, where they said, "I'm not going to exercise my right to vote."
Why?
And it was, to me, it's almost like the Brexit thing. It wasn't calculated, and it was silly because you spite your nose, you spite your face for your nose. You shouldn't have done that. You should have sat. And the funny thing about it is, when I engage a lot of people online and ask questions, tell me why you don't like Hillary. They can't give you a reason.
Yeah.
Oh, she's not honest. She's a liar. Ask her, why is she a liar? What did she do?
Exactly.
They cannot tell. And that's how you were being, propaganda and social media was able to sway them. And Trump did a fantastic job with that. Not that I'm praising him, but that was his goal. If Trump felt that if I can disarray voters from voting, I win anyway.
Right.
And that's what happened with 43% of people not voting. He took, Hillary lost not by millions, a few thousand votes.
Yeah. She actually won the majority.
She won the majority. She won the popular vote. But, so it's very disappointing. And now we can see with all these new policies and people getting appointed, the country is getting rolled backward. It's going backwards. It's not being inclusive.
And I think the people that voted for him the most are the one who's going to suffer.
I agree.
He got the majority of the white female votes. I don't think he has any respect for females.
They're not educated. Honestly, if you, again, just from glancing social media and engaging conversation, a lot of them are not educated. They're not very educated, and they voted on emotion because they felt that they were not in control like they used to be. And when you now have a black president that is more looking at an inclusive America, the white people that were always in power for centuries, there's never been a minority president. So when you think about it like that, they just felt like, oh, he's not representing me. He's not this for me. He's doing this for the gays. And, when you're looking at, but America that's America. America is inclusive of everybody. No matter if you're white, black, gay, Asian, whatever, that is inclusive of America. That is what is called America, the melting pot.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why they're now protesting. Like, when you had the chance to vote, you didn't exercise.
Yeah, it's while
I don't blame them. I think it's just anger. So when we're disappointed, we have different ways.
Part, though, they had the chance to vote.
I agree. They had the chance to make the impact And I think they underestimated what could happen.
Yeah.
And now that things are not going their way, they actually, the voted people who are protesting or didn't go out and vote, they look stupid now.
Right.
Because you could have,
Maybe.
if Hillary had gotten an extra 10% of that 100 million, that's 10 more million people, she would have blown him clear,
Yeah.
clean out. But they didn't vote. They stayed up, they were registered and did not vote. So,
All right.
unfortunately.
Okay, well, so my last question.
Go ahead.
All right.
Which is not anything serious. I know you have 2 little beautiful boys.
Yes, I do.
What's your favorite thing to do with them?
Favorite thing is to go out and eat. My sons love to eat. We are foodies in our family. Like we will go to restaurants like there's. I take them typically to brunch at the airport. We have a private airport near my house, so we go there for brunch and watch all the private planes come and go. Hibachi is their other favorite thing, just because of the whole showman fire. Oh my God, daddy! So I think with me and my boys, it's going out to eat. Like we will always take them, try new restaurants. People said my sons are kind of bougie because I feel like as a parent, it shouldn't just be McDonald's or always staying at home and cooking. You want them to be very well-rounded and cultured.
Yeah.
And at 7 and 4 years old, like my sons can tell you a lot about different kinds of food. And the next thing is playing sports. My sons love baseball. We're a baseball family. They've been playing. My first son's been playing for 4 years. My second one's been playing for 2.
Oh,
So we are baseball. In fact, there's a game on Sunday. We have practice on Sunday, and but baseball is a family thing. We're very invested into it, and hopefully we're going to have 2 young Nigerian baseball players. Yes, and
I'm all for it.
Ayo and Ade.
Yes.
We're pushing them.
And people sleep on, Nigerians or Africans sleep on baseball, but there's a lot of money in baseball.
There are.
They're
Please don't tell them so they don't come and infiltrate the sports. But yeah, like, and I think I want to just say, like, Nigerian, any parents, like, you don't have to stick with the norm. Football, like, and soccer, football, American football, basketball is saturated. The chances of going to a college or professional level are slim because everybody's pushing. I can tell you how many black kids are on the field every year we play. I can count them on one hand. I was the only black kid right now on the special teams practice.
Wow.
There's one Indian boy, everybody else is white. And Ayo stands out because he's a young black kid, and then he has a African name, a Nigerian name. So to me,
athletic skills.
I remember I was recording, I was Snapchatting one day when he had a base hit and he was running. So luckily for him, it became a double. So he was running through second. And I heard a woman saying, Arriba, 100. That's how fast he was running. Because he was like Speedy Gonzalez running through the bases. So, we have that talent. So parents, try baseball. I'm an advocate for it. Like,
do you
definitely.
play any sports yourself?
I used to, but now I'm just running and lifting weights just to stay healthy.
What did you used to do?
I played intramural sports, and I played American football. I played soccer for my school team, and played some basketball. But pretty much soccer for the team till we didn't have an official team, so we were just the unofficial team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So every guest that come here,
Yes.
we always play a game.
Okay.
All right. So fast reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you a word. Just tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. So this is a test.
Okay.
Okay. Ayo.
Mide.
Okay.
That's my son's name.
That's why it's a test.
All right.
All right. So, Miss Balogun, you want to start or you want me to start?
Go ahead and start.
Should we go back and forth? How do you want to do this? He's a really smart guy.
I know. So just,
No, we have to hit him hard.
I'll let you go.
All right, let me start.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Real estate.
Mogul.
Nigeria.
Pride.
Money.
Get it.
Kids.
Forever.
Music.
Love it.
Trump.
Hate him.
Go ahead. We might hit him again.
Ladies.
Love them.
Buhari.
Trying.
UK.
Forever.
Niger.
To the heart.
Atlanta.
Love it.
All right. Mr. Tiwa, thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much.
Before you go, please look into the camera and tell everybody your social media. How can they reach you? How can they slide down your DM if they want to?
Everybody, I am easily found on every social media platform. My name is Tiwa Works at TIWAWORKS. LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can find me. Just search. I'm the only one. Not Tiwa Savage. Shout out to Tiwa Savage, but Tiwa Works. Okay. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. ABL, you can follow us on Afrobeat Live on Instagram, Facebook, Afrobeat Live 1 on Twitter. Shout out to One Links Entertainment for hooking this up.
Yep.
And the man behind the camera, as usual, SM Productions. We out.
Peace.
Peace out.
That's
good.
That's nice. Not bad. Actually, it went longer than we're supposed to.
Oh, that's good.
But it was good, though. It's good. It's good.
Afrobeat Live, Afrobeat Live, Afrobeat Live. Aye.